Once upon a time, there lived a girl called Jamila. She lived with her parents and brothers. As an only daughter in the family, her parents and brothers loved her very much and always protected her towards others. No one dared to cross her path negatively, for her powerful brothers would descend on them. Jamila loved education, and in the family, she was foremost in educational matters. She wanted to become a lawyer, and when it was time to further her education, her father said he would not sponsor her education because she was a female child. I will never waste my money in training a female child to school. What for? He often said. Every time he always said that. And Jamila would tell her father, no, daddy, I will go to school and you will train me. Ah, one day, while they were toss sitting, he told Jamila it was time she got married. It's time you get married and go to your husband's house to bear more children for them and cook. I'm happy your mother has brought you up very well and you will have no problems with your domestic life in your husband's house. Papa, Jamila said to him in response, I've told you I'm not interested in getting married yet until I've gone to the highest level of education I want to. I want to become a lawyer, daddy. Her father had laughed and made her to realize he was never going to spend a dime, a single dime on her education. I will only sponsor my sons to higher education if they are interested in going to school because they will be with me to their old age. But you will leave the family and go and get married and spend all the money there in the family to help them. But Papa, why don't you want to sponsor me to school? Female children always look after their children, their parents very well in their old age. Good, but they will leave the family and go and be another man's name. I cannot waste my money. Her father will always say. So one day, when her father told her that, listen carefully, Jamila, when I finish sponsoring you, you study law, you will go and remain in your husband's house and spend every dime I have spent to develop that home. So I'm not going to waste my money. I'm not. I will never. I told everyone in the household never to say that word or sponsoring Jamila again. Jamila was not happy at all at what her father was telling her, and she decided that no matter what, she was going to struggle and sponsor herself to the university to study law. So Jamila started to plan and save for her education. She would go to the markets, collect foodstuffs, and sell. She would take them on credit from people and sell and make profit from it and continue to save her profit until it was enough for her to gain admission to the university. Jamila gained admission to the university and she started studying law. She went to school sponsored herself without her father or brothers putting a dime. She suffered trading in the market in the evenings and going to school. And at weekends, to be stuck up in the market selling. People always envied her. This small girl. And they pray for her that it will be well with her. So until she struggled until she finally finished. So she was in her final year at law school when a certain amount of money was necessary for her to round up her studies, her course. So she tried to raise the money, but she could not because the money was very big. So she decided to go and meet her family. She met her father and her brothers who were already making it financially and pleaded with them to help her, but they refused. Her father said, no, he will not. Father, please, this is my last chance and I need the money. Please, Father, she cried for help. I've always done things on my own, but this time I cannot. The money is too big, Father. But her father refused to listen. No, my daughter, much as I love you, I will not spend a dime on your education to enrich another man. No way. Thus, out of frustration, Jamila went out to borrow money, that large sum of money from outsiders to do her clearance and pay all outstanding debts. And then she graduated from school as a professional lawyer. What a family where women were not regarded as worthy of being trained. The land and properties of the family belonged only to the men and they never shared to the women. The women were regarded as nothing because they will go out and marry and they don't want them to carry the family properties to another man's home. Jamila got a job in the city as a legal practitioner and worked her way up the ladder of success. And within years, she had gone far. She paid off the outstanding all the debts she was owing and obtained various degrees in law. Throughout the times she was studying, different suitors came to see her father for her hand in marriage, but she refused. It was after her course of study and she was working that Jamila met a young man who was also a voracious student. He was as voracious as she was towards education. They fell in love and her parents accepted the marriage. After the traditional marriage, Jamila and her husband, who was a chief accountant in a big firm in the city, went back to the city to work. Within 10 years, Jamila had worked her way and had children and had risen in position. She later became a senior advocate in her country and she was very popular. There was no case that was brought to her that she did not win. So people always brought hard and tedious cases to her to win. One day she got a message from her family that all their land and properties at home that they refused to share to the women was about to be taken away from them by another family who was a very, very prominent family in the village. So they had been going to court all that while without letting Jamila know. But this time around, the case was turning against them and they were the rightful owners of the land and properties. Jamila's brothers begged Jamila to come and help them with the case, but Jamila refused. They were proud of Jamila. She had become a successful lawyer and they were so happy to have such a daughter. They felt that she would just come, judge the case, win it, and they would just walk away and feel very proud. But Jamila refused to go and help them because they did not spend a dime in her education. She would rather use it to help her husband's family, as they had said. But when things were out of hand, they had to tell her father to call her. Her father called her and she refused. But one day while they were talking, her husband told her, "My wife, no, use your wisdom. All that land and property they refuse to give to you, instead of them to lose it to a family, their another family, tell them they will have to share it into two and give you one part for you to go and judge the case with for them." So Jamila told her parents, her mother and father like that, and the family, and they agreed because they'd rather lose it to their daughter than lose it to another family. So on that ground, Jamila went to judge the case, and luckily for them, she won the case. So as she won the case, they were very happy and proud. They shared the land into two and gave Jamila one side. Jamila look at it. What will she do with all this land and properties? She has enough money to buy even more than that. So she called her parents and told them why it is necessary to train a child. If they had trained her, she would have judged the case without even demanding for anything. You see why I said you should train a female child? Look at it today now. You need my help. I had to come from my husband's house to help you. It is a big lesson for every one of you in this village. She now just took a little part of the property and gave back the rest to them. I'm taking this as a legacy to prove that I'm from this family. Thank you so much. Papa, Mama, this is a big lesson for others. So the family, they were so happy. They begged for forgiveness, pleaded with her. At the end of the day, they made it up. So that is why it is good to train your children, whether female or male, because you never know who will be of help to you tomorrow. Please, guys, don't forget to click the like button and share the videos to others. Subscribe too. Share it to others so that it will go viral. Thanks for watching.